Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Sequel Q&A. My name's Doug. So the next sequel we're going to be doing, it's going to be a little different. It's a TV movie, a Hallmark mystery starring everybody's favorite slimy lawyer, John Larroquette. It's McBride Semper Fi. They made about 10 of these movies, the 7th one. And we got to cover it because we had the opportunity to talk with an actress that we already covered her sequel. It's one of my favorite sequels that we ever covered, Trancers II. And of course, I'm talking McNulty, actress Alyson Croft. So awesome to be able to pick her brain. Ever since I saw Trancers 2, I could not get it out of my brain. Just how much she nails the mannerisms of Art LaFleur. And it's pretty cool hearing the behind the scenes of how everything got put together, how Art showed up to set even when she was like a kid playing Baby McNulty, and just be able to talk to her to be like, hey, this is how I act. And so cool, years later, 7 years later after the first Trancers, hey, we want you to come back as McNulty. And she's McNulty again, and she absolutely crushes it. And we talked about just as a kid, she was watching Three's Company, a show that didn't have many kids on it. And she goes, I want to be on the show. And from there, she's doing theater, commercials, and then she's in Trancers pretty early on. She had a connection with the casting director, so she was able to get that. And then off to the races as a child actor, Punky Brewster, Highway to Heaven, Family Ties, Small Wonder, Dallas, you name it, she's in it. So it was really cool to talk about that part of her career and then the transition, because acting isn't the easiest job. And you could tell in the interview, if you watch it, which you can watch the unedited interview at sequelsonly.com/Alyson Croft, or on YouTube, or you'll be able to find it. I'll make sure I plaster it everywhere. But then she did like this transition into, helping people get into acting. She has Alyson Croft Actors Cartel. She does like Zoom lessons. She helps people at her house. So really cool. If you're interested in acting, I'll put her Instagram so you can follow her and check it out. But yeah, just those different parts of careers. And she's still acting. She just talked about like going out on an audition, and it was actually in person for a commercial, which is a big deal. And because everything's just been through Zoom. So she's been busy. No matter what, each year she's working on something, whether it's Diagnosis Murder, The Practice, Judging Amy. She's always hustling. And I love talking to her because those are the people I love, really, because the acting business, only like 5% of people, it's like a ridiculously small number, make an X amount of money. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's just, there's so many people in the background that it's not their main source of income. And it is so vital to filmmaking and movie making and TV shows and everything. So it's so important. It's so cool she's giving back, doing the coaching, giving people advice, especially as a child actor. It's a different world, a different beast when you're that young. So yeah, Alyson's awesome. So do me a favor, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, share on YouTube, social medias at Sequels Only. Anywhere you can find us, subscribe. Spotify, subscribe there, follow us. So every time a new episode comes up, boom, you don't have to search for it. You'll get that little reminder. What are they talking about this week? Or who's Doug interviewing this week? So it's a lot of fun. So without further ado, here's actress, child actress, acting coach, and just an amazing human being, Alyson Croft. Yeah, what I do is I love finding out folks' journey, like that journey to that first credit. And yours is, not that I haven't talked to folks that started as kid actors, but a lot of times it's people later in life. Like last night I talked to a guy that was a cop and then became an actor when he was like in his late 30s. So there's all these different ways to the journey. But this would be quite interesting. So where did you grow up? Were you in the thick of it in California?
I was in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were your family or anyone else in the industry?
No, not at all.
Just happened to be there.
I was obsessed with Three's Company, and I wanted to be on that show so bad when I was like 5, and then I was apparently relentless. So that's how that started, because my mom was like, "Oh, okay." So
So what'd she do? Did she find like, was it like the plays in school, like elementary school, or how did she get to that first thing? Or was it commercials early on?
It was commercials, yes. So the first audition I had, I booked the first commercial. I was 5 or 6. Can't remember. 81 is when I got my SAG card. So I was 6 then. So yeah, no, that was it. And then it was just a lot of commercials. I was at the Mattel factory a lot, the Mattel building where they do all the in-house stuff. So
Wow.
I think I probably did that like twice a week. Yeah, for like years. And then commercials. And then I didn't really do much theatrical stuff. I had struggles with reading. And so I didn't really the only way I could memorize stuff is if someone told me what the line was.
Yeah.
But it was just a struggle for me to read. So we didn't get like a theatrical agent until I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're saying 81, you had your SAG card. Pretty soon, like after that, a lot of the stuff started jumping off.
Yes.
Like
Well, the Trancers
TV and film.
the Trancers came along actually. So that was when I was 6 or 7, the first one. So that was I had an acting teacher that I would go to at this dance place that I would dance at. And we ended up having a lifelong like mentorship, if you will. And he cast the first Trancers.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
your acting coach was the casting guy for Trancers. Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then he went on
So
to
you got
cast.
an in.
I did. That was, he was, because he knew who I was. Because like when you're a kid, you're not trying to like image manage.
Yeah. You're
And
yourself.
I was pretty feisty, apparently. And there's certain things I said to people.
Apparently.
There's certain things I said to people in class that he was like, "Oh, I never thought that would come out of you." So when he started casting that, I think I was his first choice. And there was other people though, but I ended up booking it, which was great. So
Yeah. And you
yeah,
were feisty, and McNulty is feisty.
a dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yes. A
So
great character actor who just passed away like a year or two ago, Art LaFleur, right?
yeah. He was cool. He would, since the first one, I remember us having, like, he came to set. I don't know if he was shooting that day or not, but he wanted to come and just kind of have me absorb him. And so I did. And then we continued that to the second one.
That's pretty cool that they did that. That's amazing, because because that's a big gap in years, like 7 years. They could be like, hey, let's find somebody else. But that's pretty cool. It's like, no, the same kid is still acting. Why not?
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, they were super loyal in that way, which was great. We did the second one, which was titled City of Lost Angels. I don't know if you saw that one, but it was...
Oh, no, I didn't see that. So that was like more of a short film?
Yeah, it was kind of like a trilogy of things related to Empire and Charles Band. Like, I don't know what was the other one, Puppet Master or Doll Man? No. There was a lot of
Doll
people.
Man. Yeah, Doll Man, because he was in that. The main guy from Trancers. You know, I know his name, but yeah.
Tim Thomerson, yeah.
Tim Thomerson, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Italy, because that's where it was shooting, because Charlie Band had a studio there that he had gotten from Dino De Laurentiis.
Wow, that's cool.
So then we went there I think we were there for like a month or something, but everyone was staying at the hotel. So it was like, I remember Ben Vereen being there. I feel like Tex Cobb was there. Who else? It was just like an Empire Pictures kind of group.
Yeah.
So we would go to dinners and we would mess around and whatever. So that was super fun to do that one. But then it never came out. We were like, oh. And then we did the second one when I was like 16, I think, something around there. And then the other one it was released recently, the past few years.
Yeah, I did see that on there. So it was shot way back when, and they finally were able to get it out. That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder why Charlie held on to that. That's not his business model, is get it out there. that's yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea what the answer to that is. It would probably be. I'm sure it had to do with finances of some sort. Probably.
Yeah. It was a time. Obviously, it was only last year, but I interviewed the woman that did Grizzly 2. Well, she didn't do it. She worked on it as like a producer.
Okay.
She was from, I'm trying to think what country it was, but in Eastern Europe, and she just like kind of loved the idea, and then it got shelved because the guy was like stealing money and selling drugs.
Oh.
But this is the movie that has the infamous a scene with Charlie Sheen, Clooney, and Laura Dern, and spoiler alert, they die in the first scene. But it's like one of those movies that was in the can for so long, and then she was able to get it colorized, had to add like some missing scenes that you can clearly pick out. But it's like a fun little thing, and
What's it called?
that's cool. It's called Grizzly 2: The Revenge. It was the rip of Jaws. You know, right after Jaws, they did Grizzly, which actually did really well. That's why they did a sequel. But and it's funny. She told me the same guy who did the Jaws like mechanical stuff, where the shark broke, worked on the Grizzly suit, and that broke too. Which is really, this guy shouldn't be getting jobs with making these animal things.
Yeah,
but
maybe a different person.
But yeah, like no, Trancers 2 and Trancers so cool. But in between, you worked on some really cool stuff. So as soon as you get Trancers, is that when? Do you have an agent at this point? Like after you get a role, is that when you're starting to go on like Punky Brewster and Highway to Heaven?
Yeah, so those were with the agent that I signed with later. So I was like 10 or 11, and she did mostly theatrical stuff, so like TV and film. And so I always had a commercial agent that I'd have so many auditions. And this is when you had to drive to the auditions. Now you just sit at home and do the thing, but you got to get out the Thomas guide and like look to where you're going. So, but I did get an agent when I was about 11. Her name was Iris Burton. She's pretty infamous as being a barracuda, if you will. Yeah, her assistant wrote a book calling something "Living with a Barracuda" or something. It was, it was a pretty good book, and he was. She had River, and she had all the kids. She had a ton of them.
So the who's who of the 80s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when River passed, she just did not recover.
Oh, I can understand that. Yeah. Oh man. So like when you start booking the jobs, what was it like going, like obviously you're, like you said, you're used to going to a lot of auditions, but I'm sure once you're doing like the theatrical ones, you're seeing a lot of the same kids. I'm sure it's a lot same type for a particular role. So was that like, how was that like being a kid? Like, cause you had to think you're turning this thing that you're having so much fun with. I'm sure it's like got to be like such a competition.
It certainly is. There's certainly competition. And then I had to kind of come to grips with it and go, if they want them, they don't want me. So I had to get a real good philosophy on that early on.
Yeah.
Because that you get in your head about that stuff, it's going to not serve you in any way. So, and I always had good training. So it wasn't about like, yes, I wanted to get every job I went on. You don't get every job you go in on.
Yeah.
But yes, the same people for sure. And I was lucky to work a lot. Like I took to it and I wanted to do it. It wasn't like I was being like it was a drag. I didn't want to go to an audition. Like I was like, let's go.
Yeah. You were like, I want to be on Three's Company at 5 years old.
I know.
I don't know how they had me on the show, but I would fit in that mold somehow.
Yeah, I did actually get a callback on the only role on Three's Company where they had a girl that was at my age. And at the callback,
my God.
Yeah, at the callback, there were 4 girls there. And it was like, 15 producers and everything in the room. And in walks John Ritter. And he sat down with each one of us. And I was like, so starstruck. And he was just always so nice. And so then when I went in, he read with me. I didn't book it, which is like still frustrating to this day. Do you watch Three's Company?
Yeah.
There's the one with the kitten where this little girl lost her kitten. And so she needs them to go and help her find the kitten.
Well, I got to find that one.
And then Chrissy brings in like, a tabby, totally different color than the picture. Yeah. They all went and got 3 going, here you go. And I'm like, those aren't mine or whatever. Anyway, the girl who did it was great. I have no idea what her name is, but that was
that's cool. I'll have to show my kids. We've been showing them like I Love Lucy and Bewitched and a lot of older ones, and they're laughing. So it's cool. That comedy, it's really just different brands in each decade. There's always different things that pop in, but yeah, no, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I interviewed an actress. I feel so bad I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Oh, Suzanne Bramlett is her name. She was the first Chrissy, or maybe the second Chrissy, and then they recasted. She was in the pilot.
Yeah, that sucks. I think they did that for Seinfeld also. I'm sure it happens more often than we know.
Oh yeah, the dad from again, the show was it was a big show because it was on for a long time, but the one with Bob Saget,
Full House.
Full House, yeah. This casting director I interviewed, Fern Champion. I asked her like, "Hey, was there ever anything you casted? Like, obviously there's like the wins of like, oh, I know this person will work out," and the director says no, and then it actually works out, and you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Was there anything that was ever the opposite?" And she told me, "Yeah, I cast a different guy before Bob Saget." And it was the guy that actually got booked, and then it was like, this isn't working, and then they brought in Bob.
Wow. I thought that was his show for some reason. I don't know why.
No, he was brought in. Yeah, he was a second guy, but yeah, it would make sense that it would be his show. You take like a big comedian. And I feel like the guy that ended up that guy cast at first was a comedian, but no, like that era, like that 80s, it's always so fascinating because you think there was a limited amount of channels. So if you got a gig and you were seen on TV, then it was like, oh my God, this person, like, it's like anything, you can't get a job. But then once you get a job, everyone says, oh, wait, you have a job now that I can bring you in. So I'm sure Punky Brewster like opened doors for you being on that show.
I don't know if that would be true. I think I just was going in on really good things that I fit at that time. And so I don't know. All of it works. Like work begets work.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you're booking jobs, it's like your confidence is going up. So that's a big part of what we have to do. That resilience to keep going when you have successes. Like it keeps you going.
Yeah,
we get so many no's, so many close calls, so many your second choice. Your second choice. Oh, here's a pilot. Oh, we're gonna recast it, like you were just saying.
Ugh.
It's brutal. But I didn't, Soleil and I were friends have been friends for many, many years after meeting her on there. And Cherry, the African-American girl that's the other on Punky. Yeah, I still talk to her.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's so in that way, it was great. It was encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else you worked with? Like, obviously, you loved Three's Company, John Ritter. Was there any of these other shows that you went on to and you were like, oh my God, I can't believe this?
I mean, maybe the Tracy Ullman Show.
Oh, yeah.
That one was really good. It was a live audience, which I love live audience. It's like doing a play. You can have reasonable hours. It's like you get there.
Were you doing theater? Were you doing theater during this time too?
I had done a big show over in Hollywood off Las Palmas. The theater's not there anymore, but Tony Richardson was the director on that one.
Oh, okay. I've heard that name.
Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh, I interviewed her husband.
You did?
Yeah, Don Fauntleroy.
Okay. Well, okay. That I was like 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, so I don't think they were married yet. They met on when she did like North vs. South. There was like this film and he was the cinematographer and he got and he hooked her. Yeah.
Great job. Fauntleroy, what's his last name?
A very funky name. It's Faunt. Like the word like haunt with an F and then Leroy.
Okay.
And and even when he said it, he just pronounced it like that. I was like, oh, I thought there was like some kind of emphasis on something that made it like
a silent.
I'm like, oh, it's just the way it's read.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's
But
cool.
yeah,
She
Tracy
was
Ullman must have been cool. And just again, because of the limited amount of like channels, everything was like Family Ties was huge when you were on it. You
yeah,
had Dallas, like was like the biggest show. Like that
yeah.
was a hook that were probably on shows in history that were like on back pages of newspapers. Like Who Shot JR? Like that was like the leading news story. Like you wouldn't think of that today. Like
No, no. But for sure, that's a great point. Yeah. So I was lucky to do those. Family Ties was exciting for me too because I watched that show and I really wanted it. And I had gone in for a different role, and it was like the lead. It's like we had a group of Jennifer's friends, but we were like the cool people
yeah.
and very bratty and snobby and 80s. And I remember going in for that callback, and the room was packed. It was like at least 25 people in there. And I was reading for the leader, and then I didn't book it, and I was devastated. And then they called like a day later and said, "Well, we want her to do a different role." And that was amazing. And then once we got there, they turned it into 2-episode arc, um, which was only supposed to be 1. So they did 2, which was great. That was super fun because again, live audience, you're really bonding because you're rehearsing all day under the same roof, you know. I love those shows like that. That's great. Shows that they don't
Does
have.
anybody do that now?
I feel like
Post COVID?
something might do that. Like I know the late night shows don't count. That's live audience, but
Yeah.
I mean, I have another friend who did Blackish and Grownish. I think that's a multicam. It's not a live audience. There's got to be 1 or 2. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
There's
was that
5.
I can't think I feel so bad because it was like the most popular show ever, but the one with the nerdy guys, was that a live audience? Or no, that
Bang,
doesn't seem
Big
like it would be,
Bang,
would it? Yeah, Big Bang Theory, was that live audience?
probably because I think Two and a Half Men was also, but that's been off the air for a while.
Yeah, 80s did it a lot, and you can, like, tell, and it was, like, kind of such a like, when you hear the stories about, like and I'm sure there's other shows, but like, when you hear about, the Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy, like, live tapings, it was, like I forgot what I was listening to, like, a podcast or some documentary, and they were talking about how, like, people would be, like, lined up around the door. It was, like, this full-on thing because not only would Robin entertain the crowd, he'd piss everybody off, like, on the stage because he would not be doing the scene.
Like he didn't know the lines or something. Oh, well, but that's fun. I mean, I don't know. Mork and Mindy, I love that show too. Yeah, but Tracy Ullman was really good. She's just such a genius when it comes to comedy. So it's like getting to work with her was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at this point, like while you're acting, you're obviously growing up, you're going to school. That's got to be like balancing both of those. I guess you're going to school while you're on set for some jobs, right?
Well, so they have a studio teacher on set, and you required by law to have 3 hours of schooling a day for the kids. And so but I missed pivotal times in school, like
Yeah.
decimals. And, there's big chunks where I'm like, eek, I should have probably been there for that. But they didn't want to give you, schools did not, first of all, I don't think the teachers planned that far in ahead. So if I come in and go, I need to be, my mom or whatever, she's working for 2 weeks, we need to have schoolwork for that. They didn't like that. It was extra work. Yeah, it was extra work. And then they're like, probably not planned for that full 2 weeks yet. They're just going to kind of go as I don't know how they work.
Wing
They
it.
were not
Yeah.
happy. Yeah. And I missed so much school that it was really hard because every time I would come back, it would be like you know how things change so quickly in school
Yeah.
with young kids. So every time I would come back, it would be like I had to meet everybody. And then I would miss a lot for commercials, but that would be like a day here, a day there. Not bad. But then when you get to school and everyone on the planet has watched, your commercial 1,000 times because there's only, like you said, 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah.
And then it was like there was a lot of love and a lot of hate, it felt like. So when I got into junior high, a friend of mine had gone to a performing arts school in LA. It was actually in Pacoima. I don't know if you know the area. But anyway, it's dodgy out there, but that's where they put the magnets.
It's dicey. Okay.
Yeah, it's super dicey. Yeah. Uh-huh. Um, and you would go to regular classes with, general pop, and then you would go do your electives. And they totally encouraged you working. And so if I was working, they would no problem giving me work to take to the set school, to the set teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have made things a lot easier.
Heck
Be able
yeah.
to have that sort of freedom and yeah.
Yeah, that was a great school too. I still talk to those people. It was just such a bunch of weirdos that like to be crazy and do it on stage. Just such a different environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I went to Hollywood High School also, which is also performing arts. So that was also great.
Are you still doing any theater or anything today? Obviously, you're acting, you're teaching. Are you doing any stage stuff?
No, no stage stuff right now. What I've been doing the last year is I've made two films.
Oh, yeah. You went to a film, the Las Vegas one a few weeks back, right? Yeah.
That was for one of my friends who wrote that one.
Oh,
And
okay.
she directed it and kind of she called me for things like, okay, what do I do here? What do I do here? 'Cause she was producing it herself. And so it was nice to help her out I did a little role in it. Um, but the other ones I wrote and produced and acted in also. So they're still doing some festival circuit stuff. And then I've got like two more that are one's a first draft, needs another draft, and the other one is slated for July.
Yeah,
So
cool.
yeah. That I
When did you
wanna do.
get that bug to start doing that, or did you always have
I
that
think I
in
always
the back of your
like it.
mind?
Well, I think it was always in the front of my mind. It wasn't feasible. Like when I was a kid, if we had cell phones, smartphones, when I was a kid, holy smokes. It'd be a little different. It'd be a different life because that sounds exciting to me. My son, who's 14, I'm like, hey, let's go shoot something. He's like, I don't wanna. And I'm like, wow, the difference is it's made me like look in the mirror, like what was your, like, why were you so into that? So, but now it's affordable. Now you can actually do it yourself. And I'm really stoked and lucky that I have really creative friends that I've just had for years, from working, from whatever. So I think people and using people that I think are also sympathetic to the experience of an actor, person who's still trying after all these years, still going to all the auditions and still having perseverance and stuff like that. I think I think they respond to that a bit. And I mean, I wrote plays too in my 20s and 30s, so that was an easy transition for me to be writing. Um, Plays and then coming to writing screenplays. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the passion of people doing it, I love it. Like I helped Larry Hankin, he's a character actor, been on TV for years. I helped
Uh-huh.
him put together his memoirs. So it was like during COVID, I interviewed him like this.
Uh-huh.
And then he mentioned about something writing a book, and I said I could try to help you. So we like met for every Saturday for like 3-4 months, and then still keep in touch. But to me, he's crazy. To me, the fact that he has this passion, he's 80, he's gonna be 86 now. And he started doing it when he was at Syracuse. He met Carl Gottlieb, who wrote Jaws, and they did improv there together. And then they went out to Second City in San Francisco, and he started he was one of the earlier teams, a place in San Fran. But he still is like like sometimes he'll like call me and he'll be like, "Oh, Doug, I got this great idea to be able to get my book into this audio format." I'm like, this is so cool. Like, I would kill to have that at that age. Like, obviously, to live that long, I'd sign up for it. But like,
Yeah.
just to want something so bad, it is. I applaud it so much.
So much. Yeah. That is a gift for sure. Did he
Yeah,
get
because
into puzzle?
you're out there, you wear your heart on your sleeve, like you said.
Yeah.
When you write something, it's very hard to write something and not put yourself into it. So even if somebody's writing like a horror movie that's so far from who they are, there's something in there that's very personal. You don't know what part of it, But that's cool that you started doing the writing, because it's a good transition. Like you're acting, like you said, you're auditioning all the time. It's something you want to do, and it's like, you know what? Maybe there's a way to, start writing some roles that I would want to play.
That's right. That's right. Yes, all of that. So everything said, yes, all of those things. But it does start with the passion too, like the.
Oh, that's number one, and you had that at such a
purpose.
young age, so that's the big thing, and you just keep because you want that.
Yeah, yeah, I do enjoy it too. So
Yeah.
not like a drag.
When did you start teaching? So in 20s and 30s, like you said, you're writing like screenplays, staged. When did you start doing the teaching part of it?
Teaching was probably like 8, 9. My son's 14. So that was I would say like 8, 9 years ago. I was helping, or I have another friend who does voiceover coaching, and she's a voiceover actress. And she said, well, and then I had another friend, hold on, let me go back. So I had another friend who was teaching, and he needed to be somewhere else. And he's like, can you come in and can you sub for me? I said, okay. And I really loved it. And then my other friend has already a lot of clients. So she was like, let's set up like a thing where you're teaching on camera. I said, okay. And then from that moved on to my own like studio kind of thing where classes weekly. I still have some clients that some students who started with me the day one are still
that's great.
in class every week. Yeah. So it's great. Like that. I love doing it. It's gotten me through a lot of really rough stuff in the last few years. And I'm so grateful for it. I can't even tell you. But like if I had to go to a job I didn't like, or I was like, yeah, that would be such a drag.
That's
no,
not fun,
no. I did write a book. I did write a book here.
Oh,
also.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's called
I'll make sure I put it in the episode notes, but what's the name of it?
Speaking Actor. Here.
Cool.
There it is. See it?
Yep. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just kind of a dictionary or a glossary of terms. So
that's amazing.
Thank
For
you.
inside baseball, like if somebody goes to a set, you're talking about that kind of thing, like the verbiage and stuff?
Yes, the verbiage, the lingo, but
cool.
it's specifically geared towards understanding process. So if I'm giving notes, that's what it came out of. If I'm giving notes where I'm like, all right, there, you need to put some air back into it, or you need to, I don't know, raise the stakes and blah, 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 blah. That stuff, if you don't understand what that is, and a director gives you that on a callback, or a casting director gives you that on an audition, and you're like, what does that mean? You need to know what these terms are. Yeah. So that's why I did it, is to help them. Okay. And then I was like, well, let's just publish it. And then it did really well. I mean, it was great. The response was good. So
that's cool. And you're giving back and you're helping out. What's I can understand raising the stakes. Air back in it. What is that? More energy?
No, it's air, dead air.
Yeah.
Right. So if I say take the air out of it, that means tighten up your cues. Doesn't necessarily speed it up. It just, there's too many pauses that aren't earned going on, and not justified. So putting the air back in it is like, take your time. Don't rush through the beats. But you usually take the air out, not to put the air in. Yeah, usually that's the note. Take the air out. Yeah. So
that's cool because if you walk onto a set, it's like, oh, this is I don't know what this. It feels like I'm on some kind of word association game show. But no, that's a good thing, because that's one thing about acting. Obviously, there's the acting part of it, which you have to be good at. Yeah. But there's so many other aspects of the business that you kind of you can guide people. But you have to like lay it out for them, like you did, like having those phrases, like some of the politics of like sets and how to operate when you're on a set. I'm sure that's something so big that's so hard to learn without having the experience or having somebody with experience teach you.
Yeah. Yeah. You can learn by doing, like by the experience if you're paying attention, but you're usually even how long I've been doing this, I'm never paying attention to what lighting guys are doing or this, that, because I'm focused on what my communicating with my guy, who's my director, making sure I understand what his vision, and then playing in that playground. So if you don't know how to creatively speak with a director or producer or writer, whatever, you're not going to book the job, first of all. And my students want to book. They're professionals. They're out there with agents going doing the whole audition thing. And they want to book. But what happens is everyone now, no, I'll just say this. Everyone now does self-tapes, right? So you don't have to go in
Yeah.
unless I've actually done a bunch commercially in the room recently.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you get a callback on something, though, from a self-tape, you're usually going into a Zoom, or they are just skipping to a chemistry read, which is when you have to go in and play with others, which is what you learn when you're in class. So a lot of these, the young ones, they just want to train for the self-tape because that's what they think is the job. And then they get a chemistry read call back and they're like, what do I do? And I'm like, I've been telling you need to be in class with other people so you can play with others, because that's what a chemistry read is. And they don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to, So I'm really weary when people are only interested in me coaching them for auditions.
Yeah.
And not
That's just one piece of the puzzle.
totally. And it's a big piece. It's a big piece.
Of course, yeah.
Acting is auditioning. I mean, that's part of the gig. But if you don't know how to interact with others and learn and trade, it's a craft. It's a whole thing. So if you're not learning that, and then people are going on set and getting fired because they're getting booked from the tape. You don't know if that was the 150th time that they did their scene.
Yeah. I talked to a casting director not too long. It wasn't Fern, it was somebody else. And we were talking about that. Like you could see that sometimes in movies. Like you said, obviously, if they're really bad on set, they're not going to hire them. Like, or they'll make them leave.
They will.
But you see some movie, huh?
They will make them leave. Yes, they'll hire somebody.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. But I'm saying for some of the bigger roles, you'll see in these projects. I'm trying to think what movie came out like right after COVID, and you just like saw all these people just seem like pieced together. Obviously, the main stars are going to have them interact, but there are all these other people, and you're just like, this is like very odd. And it could be a little bit of the not doing that in-person audition, because like again, in an audition, you cannot do the perfect read, but they like you, the way you came in, the way you spoke, and then maybe they'll be like, can you try it this way? And then it's like, okay, there you go. Now you can get the job. But I feel like a lot of those self-tapes, they're doing at their own leisure, maybe at 4 a.m. They see one maybe that, this is okay. Maybe in their mindset now, maybe it's not even like do they ever send notes like to a self-tape to redo it?
No, sometimes I've had that happen.
Oh, really? Okay. That's promising.
Very rare.
Very
rare. We don't really know how many people they're seeing. I'm assuming they're seeing much more than they would with in person because there's only a certain amount of time slots that they're there. But
yeah.
So are they? So doesn't know. There's no specific. There's no like limit. Like you can only see 25 people for that role.
Yeah.
No. Someone said something like he was a soap casting guy, and he said, "I am limiting this to only like 590 people." I was like, 590 tapes for the same role.
That's a lot.
That is, how do you get and you're watching all 15 pages? I mean, I appreciate you and I respect you and honor you, but I wouldn't want to watch 590 people from start to finish because they say they know right away. They know if they're watching it, if they look the part, they feel like they're doing something interesting in the whatever. So, and then that's a whole new skill set. Where the skill set before was, which you still have to use when you're going to set and when you have a callback and in person, is like meditation, relaxing your body, your instrument, going in and knocking it out of the park the first time. All of those things, a lot of our training was about that.
Yeah.
How do I get into character and not be, in a small room with 15 people in there? That's nerve-wracking. you're alive. Yeah, you've got. I mean, anybody who says I've never been nervous at an audition is a freaking liar. But yeah, you got to get your shit together and be able to perform when that opportunity comes. There's no second chance, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the
No, you
difference.
gotta nail it.
You got to nail it. Yeah. So I only do 3, 4 takes on something. I encourage my clients to do the same. Don't spend all day obsessing about this thing. You know, have a life still.
Yeah. And because it could probably show. You could probably look at some of your student self-tapes and be like, okay, you definitely did a lot more. You could probably sense maybe the nervousness from, oh man, I'm on take 50. Like you said, like you don't know that person from a tape. Like what take was that? Was that
Yeah.
one that they really spent that long on these, how many lines? Or is it something they got it really early? It's so hard for you to know from a tape.
Yeah.
And it makes the process longer in some cases, I'm sure. So hopefully that is promising that you said that you did a few in person for commercials
Yeah.
recently. That's cool.
Yeah. And it was awesome.
I'm sure they want it too. I know for a lot of things, like I work from home, so I do like that, but I do understand like why it's important for those, like even the casting people are probably like, all right, this is not like the way it used to be, or we're not getting this cohesiveness, or I'm not vibing with these people. Cause just think of how many people that you auditioned for, like you said, you're not going to get every role when you were a kid and still to this day, but you like form these relationships with a casting person because maybe not for Punky Brewster or another role, that next one, you had the same lady and she's like, oh, she was great last time. But you don't, with a tape, maybe you do that. But I feel like there's no like personalization. Like when you walk in, the way you say hi, the way you like are looking at everyone in the room, you just don't get that from a flat video.
No. And then you have a slate that you can do, right? They always want you to do a slate saying, hi, I'm Alyson Croft and
Oh, yeah.
I do backflips and, whatever. Whatever they need to know. But that's where the only chance they get to
I would love that you say that every time, no matter what the role is. It could be like you're auditioning for a role of a woman in a wheelchair. You're like, hi, I'm Alyson Croft. How you do backflips?
With one eye open. Yeah, but that's the slates. The only time they get to really get your energy, your vibe. It's really important. And slates are tough. Nobody I know likes them. It's just uncomfortable. Hi, it's just bizarre. So you got to train for that too. Get that slate going. It's going to feel conversational, like you're a human being and not a robot, It's hard.
It's like the SNL ones, whenever you see those, even when they show like the people that made the show and didn't make the show, and they are very awkward. It's like, hi, I'm Jim Carrey, and there's no sound.
Yeah.
Because the people in the audience is like Lauren and everybody, it's like they're told not to laugh. And it's just silence. It's amazing. It's always like that. But yeah, you're right. Like that is very awkward. Just be like, say hi to nothing. Hi.
So you gotta figure out like who you're talking to, even on a slate, and make it personal. And you're not having the best day of your life, but you're having a good day. You're not having the worst day. But that's our only chance.
That's cool. You're able to do that. So it's mostly you do it all over Zoom.
No, I do in-person classes here in LA.
Oh, cool.
And then I also have a Zoom class, and then I do like I said, audition coaching and stuff like that.
That's great.
I also teach out of a couple of different places that they do like in different countries. So I teach in Israel, and I teach. I have a girl from Malaysia actually who Zooms in also. And a couple of other places that they want me to guest like teach and stuff like that. So,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. It's really good.
Yeah. So like growing up, I always like to ask folks, like when you're getting in this acting thing, was there any other, obviously this is something you wanted to do when you were 5, but did you ever have any other careers or any ideas of like, hey, maybe I can do this other thing or something you ever thought about?
Like a professional job, like a real person.
Well, you have a real job. But I know what you mean.
Some people get mad when I say that. I am a real person. That's not what I mean. I mean like a 9 to 5 kind of situation. Well,
yeah.
I mean, there's been bouts where I've gone back to school and then I got my degree a couple of years ago and I
Oh,
thought,
congrats.
yeah, thank you. I thought I was going to do something with it and then didn't. So now just have student debt. Um, but that was 5 years ago. So I did that and I thought maybe I can find something else because, when you have kids, it's really tough to be living a very unstable life. I'm single. I'm a single mom. So it's like, it's a little bit harder to kind of think, okay, well, who knows what the income's going to be? If I book that job,
Yeah.
we could be millionaires. If not, I'm still, going to be. So I wanted to try to find something that was a little more stable. So I did a couple jobs at like preschools and stuff, things that would help
Yeah.
facilitate my son so he could go. And that
It's
was
a great
fun.
mom.
Oh,
You do what you got to do, right?
yeah, that's right. You sure do. Then he graduated from preschool and I was like, I'm retired.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I'm retired now.
Hey, you were just here for, hey, I had to stop.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a very hard job, preschool teaching. The amount of
Oh, yeah,
endurance.
my wife's a middle school teacher, which is insane. Like, they're
I
crazier than I was in school. She tells me some things and I'm like, I thought some of my friends were bad, and that's not like she's like, "Yeah, somebody broke the toilet at school again today." I'm like, "What? These kids are, like, stuffing it?" She's like, "No, they, like, broke it." I'm like, why are we breaking toilets?"
I don't know.
Yeah, crazy, I guess. Boys are bored. They gotta get some energy out
Just to
on
be naughty, I guess. Yeah.
I guess, just breaking stuff, but, yeah, so that's cool. So how about, like, while you're on shows, auditioning, like, in the '80s as a kid, did you ever keep any mementos from any sets? Did you ever keep, like, scripts or
A
any
lot of people
wardrobe or
ask me
anything?
that. I did keep scripts, but I don't think I have them anymore. Um, yeah, so I don't have those. People send me stuff for Trancers a lot.
Really? That's
There was
cool.
there was a Trancers board game kinda thing. It was like this book. I should have brought it. It's somewhere. But yeah, it's like got rules, the whole bit. It's
Really?
like a graphic. It's not a board game, but it's you use things, and it's a like not a graphic novel because it's not a novel, but it's done in what do you call it? Like a graphic design. The
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But that's pretty
So
neat that fans are doing that.
yeah, that and like also the soundtrack for it for Trancers, pretty good soundtrack. So I've got that. Um, and
There's a lot
random
of
other
fans for
stuff.
that movie, right? Like,
There
would you
are,
think when you were a kid or even in, like, like, when you shot, like, the one that just came out last year or when you shot the second movie,
yeah,
you probably never thought, like, "Hey, somebody's gonna be talking about this in 20 years." For a lot of movies, I feel like you feel like because back in the day, you watched something, it was gone forever for the most part, unless you caught it on a rerun.
right, yeah. No, I did not. No, no idea, no clue whatsoever. I don't even know if I thought about that. I still don't know if I think about that too much. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I interviewed a director that said it best, 'cause, Sam Furstenberg, he did a lot of Cannon films. He did, like, Breakin' and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, and, like,
Breakin',
American Ninja.
that's an amazing movie.
Yeah. So his
Oh,
first movie that he did for Canon 5, and maybe it was second, but he did Revenge of the Ninja, and he told me, like, when he went in the opening night, they went in the back of the theater, him and one of the producers, and they watched as the kids left the theater, and they were doing these ninja kicks, and he's like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And then I asked him, like, the same question. He was like, "Honestly, back then when you worked on a movie, you kind of forgot about it." He's like, "If somebody asked me about that movie in the '90s, I would remember what I could, but it was like, meh." Like, there was no, like there was obviously cable coming up then, but it wasn't like now everything's at your fingertips, literally.
yeah. Yeah,
And if you can't find it, the only reason you can't find it is there's an issue with distribution, because if they could sell it online, they would. And,
but
like, Trancers II, like, I discovered these movies later in life. Like, I think it must have been, like, 3 years ago, watching, like, a lot of these not Canon, Full Moon films, and I found that movie, and it just has so many of those people that are like Art LaFleur, and it has Meg Ward, who I watched in a ton of stuff in the 90s. Like around this time, she was in so much. And just the way you portrayed Art LaFleur was so fun. Like that scene, I think, and this is not being, I'm not messing around. I think it is the greatest scene, with the stuffed ham. Like
Oh,
that
okay.
scene, you're lying to him, and just the way you have the cigar, it is the coolest thing. Like that was written into something that this girl is this Art LaFleur, like 50-year-old guy, is living vicariously through you, and it was just great.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, I loved it
Yeah.
doing that. I loved it. I don't know what if that could fly today, to be honest, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Oh,
was so
maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that would be taboo today, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
just think
know.
those movies like Full Moon,
Yeah,
like the Roger Cormans, the Cannons, like there was a lot of those studios, and nothing that's, I'm not sitting here saying like big studios don't make great films. They do.
uh-huh,
But with these movies, I think a lot of the times when you're watching a scene, a lot of those people are going to give it their all because it's a very important part of their career for a lot of for a lot of those films that you're watching. And yeah, that movie is just so good. The guy who plays the drunk pitcher, he's amazing. Just everybody nails their role in the movies. And you have
yeah,
a young Helen Hunt in both of them, which is, she came back for it too, which to me is crazy
yeah.
because she was on stuff by 91, right?
Oh, sure.
So that's pretty cool that
Yeah,
she would come back for it.
yeah. She, I I don't know, her and Tim were very bonded. They had a really great, like, relationship, friendship, and so I think I don't know if I don't know why she came back for so much. I mean, she just always had a great time, and she was very complimentary and very supportive and very much a team player at that time. Um, yeah, so it was I didn't ask her, "Why do you keep doing this?"
Yeah. But it's cool because a lot of people hide from that stuff, and I think that's
Sure.
like it'd be great if like Clooney, he would never talk about Return to the Killer Tomatoes or like any of those movies. I feel like he was in a bad horror movie too. Like some people like hide from it. Like they
Yeah,
used to like not, now with IMDb, you could see everything.
yeah,
But like some people probably hide, hey, I'm not going to put that on my resume. Like this really weird movie that I was in, but it's like it's part of you. It's part of like somebody noticed you from something. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, we just did Critters 3, and I interviewed an actor who was in that. Didn't have any scenes with Leo, so you really didn't never met him. But when you watch that movie, you're like, this kid's a really good actor. Like
yeah,
it's really wild. Like he's in a scene with like guy who's his stepdad, who is probably like an actor's actor who did it for like years. And you're just watching, you're like, this kid's just stealing the scene. And
yeah.
he's like 12 or 13 at the time.
That's amazing. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. And
What's that one called? Creepy
Critters 3, it's part of those
Critters.
Critters movies.
I love that. Critters. I've not seen Critters. Who did that? Was it Charlie? No.
The Chiodo brothers, they did, I don't know if they directed Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but they did like those type of movies. They did the special effects in Ernest Scared Stupid. So they do a lot of those type of films, but no, just like movie making, as you know, and film, it's all about having fun. So
Yeah.
either if the movie at the end of the day that you're watching is a drama that's supposed to like rip your heart out, or it's a comedy,
Mhm.
people are going to have fun making it. And those are the movies that are going to turn out best. Like when everything's cohesive and people are working together. So, Alyson, what would be like your dream role if somebody came down and gave you like a budget? Is there a particular, like even for your scripts that you're talking about, is there like a role or a genre that you would spend that money on?
It's interesting. It's a great question. Um, so I don't have one specific thing. Um, I love doing comedy, and I don't get called to do that very often. Um, so there's a few characters that I love when it comes up. I'm like, oh, I get to play with this thing. Like I used to. I'm not going to say it on here because it's probably going to sound terrible. But anyway, there's a character that I'm writing for this next thing. It's comedy. It's out there. It's it's like an LA story, so it's different vignettes with people in LA. And then the other one is straight drama. It's like end of the world dystopian kind of thing, and a love story, but rough, very primal. So I just like, I want to work. I don't. I always get called in though mainly for the nice one. I never would get called in for the bad girl, which is so much more fun to play. I would always book the
Is that
other
just
one.
because, like we were talking about before, like because nobody cast you as that? It's like once you get cast as that, then you can be that. Like that's
Yeah,
how it works, or
I
how do you
think
get it? How do you change who you are? Like
okay.
who you're getting called in on? Is it something you have no control over?
Well, because I guess I don't know. Maybe if I dyed my hair purple and was like, "Hey, I'm
Oh, I guess
off
that's.
screen."
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, you got to think of the audience that you try to. And this isn't being mean because I'm part of the audience, but they want it to be so simple sometimes for people to know. Like they want somebody to be able to flip the channel and be like, "All right, who's the bad guy? Who's the guy with the if it's a guy in the '80s, like the blonde hair, like the bleach blonde hair,
Yeah,
or it's like the dark hair is the evil Yeah, so I guess they still always do that. Like those
and they're
things.
always the ones smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah, that's
If they
true.
have a
Yeah.
cigarette, you know that they're the bad guy. Yeah.
There's never a good person smoking it. It'll be like maybe a good person, but they have a real edge to them. There'll
Yeah.
never be like a really nice person that you're supposed to root for right from the beginning. That's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, maybe today they could get away with it, like a therapist who's stressed. I don't know.
Yeah.
They've kinda snuck it in there a little bit, but, like, yeah. I think it could be part of that, the what I show up as, but actors should be able to do everything, and
Yeah.
now there's, like, this huge push for playing your type and all this type bullshit. That's not acting, that's just, like, mimicry. It's like,
Oh,
I
just
feel
to
like
play the same thing over and over again?
yeah. Like, "I'm the fat
See, that's not
friend."
fun.
No, and it's not gonna build you a career unless it's a series regular and you just fit that niche for that series, but those jobs aren't plentiful.
Yeah.
Well,
You
you
can't
wanna
do it forever.
no, and why would you want to, as an actor, do the same thing over and over and over again? I mean, I love Trancers, I love playing that role. Um, I
No,
don't
but
think
I know what you mean. Like it's like I'm sure nobody wants to. Yeah, again, you have to. It's like that same thing. Like if you don't say yes, somebody else will. So if you're like, hey, you were cast twice as a cop in uniform. You come in, hey, I really want to try this other one. You're going to be a cop in uniform. So you get
yeah,
in that.
for sure.
But like, I don't know how people can do it. Like I talked to William Sadler and like his big breakout role was in Tales from the Crypt. He went in for like a normal role in the show, like maybe like the third, fourth guy on there. And he like was leaving after he did his tape and he asked the casting lady who taped him, like, can I please audition for the executioner? They're like, yeah, we're trying to look for somebody that's more of a big name. And they start naming all these people. And he's like, really? It won't take long. Let me do it. And she's like, nah, sorry. And then he left. She opens the window and yells out, come on up. Come on. You can do it. And he taped it and then he got it. But like, that's like,
No,
I'm sure everybody would love to be able to do that and that works. I'm sure obviously nobody's going to do that every time, but it's ridiculous that people have to play one you get screwed. You
yeah.
get cast in a couple of roles. Wow, I'm nailing this. And then it's like, well, now you're going to this is you now.
This is I think that that's what's happening now more with the newer people coming in. There's a big push for I just hear things and it's like, why are you pushing them to do one note Larry, Like why?
Yeah.
It's not fulfilling. You're not gonna have a sustainable career where you're still enjoying it if you're that's just my opinion, of course, but
No, of course. No, I agree. And I'm sure all those people on those shows, like it is great to be on, a series for 10, 11 years, but there's some people that are like, okay, we're
yeah.
at year 4 and I don't know if I could do this. I
Yeah.
can't do other stuff. This fills up most of my year. So there are some of those things. I'm sure some of those, but maybe Jennifer Aniston would have jumped to movies earlier than she had the opportunity to. You never know. But again, like we said, sometimes it's a good problem to have, like getting cast in the same type role. But
Mhm.
no, I can see, yeah, they can't do that. That's not fun to have the
Yeah.
same thing over and over again. But
I would love to play a vampire, so that would be fun. I would love to do that. like a vampire lawyer detective. No, vampire, just a regular vampire.
A vampire lawyer?
Yeah.
There you go. That could be good.
I mean, they are already. It's kind of like redundant. Lawyers.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect thing for it.
Yeah. I would love to do another Trancers while we're still alive. I know Art's not around, but and I've talked to Tim a couple of times. And I don't. He's getting up there.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah.
He was on the Carson show doing stand-up, so he's got to be getting up there. That was like his early... That's why he's so fascinating in those movies. He is funny. He does almost like a Frank Drebin from like Police Squad. Like, he plays that serious, and it's funny the way he's delivering those lines and the anger. And but no, he has a really fascinating career to go from stand-up to a guy that's in all these really like a lot of Full Moon. Like, he connected with Charlie early on, I guess.
Yeah. I remember him vying for the doll man job while we were on set Trancers. He really wanted to do the doll man role. And they were like, oh, no, you're in this one. And he was like, I guess he must have bagged or something. I'm not quite sure how that went down, but the next no, there he is. He's doll man. Yeah, Charlie's great to work with. Charlie's really great to work with. He's just like super team player, handles the set professionally. He does this move a lot.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was always pleasant. I was always nice and respectable and professional. There wasn't anything goofy going on that was like, get me off of the set. No, it was all good. But now he's doing these other films. I don't know where he's doing them. I don't think they're like SAG anymore.
Oh, you mean? Oh no, I've interviewed some people that worked on some of those movies. Yeah, I know. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah, I think I heard that he has a studio in like Columbus, Ohio, or some place that he shoots out of, like some other state.
They're like 72-hour shoots, and it's just, I don't know, it's just very.
Oh, really?
Now they're doing more. It's like he's doing the route of the, I guess, sort of like Skinamax type movies. Not like anything but it's like that. He'll cast like just bikini clad women in these movies.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, there's a market for it, I'm sure.
Man, Alyson was awesome. We kind of get caught off at the end. Sometimes with the internet, you know how things work. Sometimes things don't work perfectly. That's why it's kind of a quick cutoff, because we didn't get to have our ending pleasantries. But I emailed her. So much fun. Great talking to her. Love hearing the stories. I know I mentioned it at the top, but truly love the fact that Art LaFleur, who's a phenomenal character actor that the world sadly lost in the last few years, would sit with a little kid and just be like, hey, this is how I talk. And if you guys have not seen it, go see Trancers II. Oh my God. So amazing. Her role as McNulty, it's legendary. She has a line reading in that movie that's in the Sequel Hall of Fame. I put in the Sequel Hall of Fame. It's got a gold, it's got a gold plaque in our The Good, the Bad, and the Sequel Hall of Fame. But yeah, thank you, Alyson. And now your homework next week, McBride Semper Fi, starring John Larroquette. It's free on YouTube. Quality's not the best, but it's a Hallmark film, so I'm sure it's got to be streaming somewhere. I'll do some research and I'll be sure to share the link. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. John Larroquette as a lawyer solving mysteries. How can you beat that? And they made 10 of them, so maybe the 7th is a good one. You never know. 7th in Friday the 13th. Solid. You get a good one. You get the Tina one. 7th Police Academy, not good. That's Russia. So it's not always good 7s. Halloween 7? What is that? Oh, is that that's a Busta Rhymes one? Resurrection? Ugh. I don't know. I think we're going to do better with John Larroquette and Alyson Croft in it. So, and I looked at the cast. I feel there's a lot of people in it. So it should be a lot of fun. So don't forget to review, rate, share our podcast. Follow us on all social media at Sequels Only. And don't forget to check out our website, sequelsonly.com. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Good night, guys.